Single dad opened the door for his blind date, then froze when she whispered, "My kids are in the car." Intro hook. What would you do if you showed up to a first date, nervous, hopeful, and carrying the weight of a broken past, only to discover that the stranger standing in front of you was hiding a secret that would change everything? Sometimes life doesn't hand you the love story you planned. Sometimes it hands you something far more beautiful than you ever imagined. This is a story about a single dad named Marcus, a woman named Claire, and a moment of pure, unexpected kindness that neither of them will ever forget. Stay with us, because this one is going to reach right into your chest. Subscribe prompt. Before we dive in, if stories like this move you, if you believe in the power of human kindness and second chances, please subscribe to Heartfelt Moments, hit that like button, and drop a comment below telling us about a time a stranger's kindness changed your day. We read every single one. Now, let's get into this story. Main story. Marcus hadn't been on a date in 3 years. 3 long, exhausting, beautiful years of raising his 7-year-old son, Daniel, entirely on his own. His ex-wife had walked out when Daniel was 4, leaving behind a note on the kitchen counter and a little boy who kept asking why mommy wasn't coming home for dinner. Marcus had spent those first few months just trying to keep it together, packing school lunches, attending parent-teacher nights, learning how to braid hair from YouTube tutorials because Daniel had gone through a phase of wanting a ponytail like his best friend. By the time a coworker suggested he try a dating app, Marcus almost laughed. But loneliness has a quiet way of wearing you down. So one Tuesday evening, after Daniel was asleep, he set up a profile. He kept it simple and honest. Single dad, coffee lover, trying his best. Her name was Claire. She messaged first. They talked for 2 weeks straight. About everything and nothing. About their favorite movies, about grief, about the strange courage it takes to start over. She was warm and funny and real in a way that felt rare. When Marcus finally asked if she wanted to meet for dinner, she said yes almost immediately. He chose a small Italian restaurant on the east side of town. Nothing too fancy, nothing too casual. He showed up 10 minutes early, wearing the navy blue shirt Daniel had picked out for him because, in a 7-year-old's expert opinion, it made his dad look really nice. Marcus stood near the entrance, fidgeting with his cuffs, watching the parking lot. Then he saw her. Claire was walking toward him from across the lot, and she was exactly as warm in person as she had been in every message. She had kind eyes and an honest smile, and Marcus felt some of the tension in his shoulders finally release. He stepped forward, pulled open the door, and held it for her the way his own father had taught him, because that's just what you do. She stepped close, and then she stopped. She leaned in slightly, her voice dropping to barely a whisper, as if she were confessing something she'd been working up the nerve to say all evening. "My kids are in the car." Marcus froze. She pulled back just slightly, watching his face, bracing herself for whatever came next. Her eyes told the whole story in that 1 second, the apology already forming, the old familiar fear of being too much, of scaring someone away, of being the woman with too much baggage and not enough time. "I'm sorry," she said quickly. "I should have told you sooner. I have 2 kids. Emma is 9 and Liam is 6. I didn't have a sitter tonight, and I know this is completely unfair to spring on you, and I completely understand if you want to." Marcus held up one hand. Gently, not to stop her, but to steady her. He looked at her for a moment. Then he looked out at the parking lot. Then he smiled. "How do they feel about spaghetti?" he asked. Claire blinked. "What?" "Emma and Liam," he said. "Do they like spaghetti? Because this place makes the best marinara sauce I've ever had, and my son once ate 3 bowls of it in one sitting, so I'm pretty sure it's magic." Claire stared at him. Her eyes went glassy in the way that happens when you've spent so long expecting rejection that kindness genuinely catches you off guard. "You don't have to do this," she whispered. "I know," Marcus said simply. "Go get them." What happened next was not what either of them had planned. 2 adults who had both quietly given up on the idea of easy walked back to Claire's car together. Emma climbed out first, serious and observant the way 9-year-olds can be. Liam tumbled out after her, already asking if the restaurant had breadsticks. Marcus shook their hands like they were tiny grown-ups, which made Liam dissolve into giggles. They got a bigger table. Daniel, who Marcus had arranged to have picked up by his own mother mid-evening, would hear about this dinner the next morning and declare it the coolest thing Dad's ever done. The kids colored on the paper placemats the waiter brought over without being asked. Claire and Marcus talked the way people talk when they realize they might actually be safe with each other. Nobody performed. Nobody pretended. It was just 5 people sharing a meal, figuring out that kindness, the real kind, the kind that costs you nothing but means everything, is always the right choice. Closing. Marcus didn't plan for that night to become the beginning of something lasting. He just opened a door and refused to close it. That's all kindness ever asks of us, to open the door and hold it a little longer than expected. You never know who's been standing in the cold. You never know whose whole world shifts because you simply chose to stay. So today, wherever you are, hold the door open. For a stranger, for someone hurting, for someone who whispers their truth and waits to see if you'll run. The most extraordinary stories of our lives begin with the most ordinary acts of grace. Thank you for watching Heartfelt Moments. Keep choosing kindness, it matters more than you know.